Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about a TED Talk named Lies, Damn Lies, and
Statistic.
If you go on the TED website, you can currently find there a full week of TED Talk videos, over 1.3 million words of transcripts, and millions of user ratings. All of those mentioned above is actually a huge amount of data. So it got me wondering that if we are able to put all of these data through statistical analysis, does it mean that we are able to reverse engineer a TED Talk? Or to be more precise, the ultimate TED Talk? Or, on the other hand, the worst TED Talk ever? Ta-da! First of all, let's start off with the topic. There's a whole range of topics that you can choose, but you should choose it wisely, because the topic that you choose is strongly correlated with how the audiences would react to your talk. So, to be more concrete, let's look at the list of the top 10 words that statistically stick out from the most favorite TED Talks and the least favorite TED Talks. Okay, let's take a look of the list together. And today, if we wanted to talk about how French coffee can spread happiness in our brain, that is actually a good topic. That is what we call a good topic. Whereas, if we wanted to talk about your project involving girls, oxygen, aircraft, actually, to be honest, I would like to hear a talk about that, but the statistics say it is a none. If we generalize this, the most favorite TED Talk videos are those that feature topics that we can connect easily, both deeply and easily, such as happiness, our own body, food, or emotion. And the more technical topics such as architecture, materials, and pretty strange men, those are not good topics to talk about. Let's move to the second part, delivery. How should we deliver our talks? Wow, this is actually a revealing of TED Talks because they're really famous for keeping a sharp eye on the clock, but let me tell you, you should actually speak as long as they'll let you stay on the stage. Because on average, we found that the most favorite TED Talks are 50% longer than the least favorite ones. And this holds true for all ranking lists on TED.com. Except today, if you wanted to have a talk that's funny, inspiring, or beautiful, then you should be brief. Other than that, talk until they drag you off the stage. While you're pushing the clock, here are some rules that you should obey. I ruled these out by comparing the statistics of forward phrases appear more often in the most favorite TED Talks as opposed to the least favorite TED Talks. I'll give you 3 examples of them. First and foremost, I must, as a speaker, provide a service to the audience about what I will give you, instead of saying what I can't have. Just like how I started the video earlier, I said that we're gonna talk about how to create an ultimate TED Talk or to create the worst one, right? Just like that. Secondly, it's imperative that you do not cite the New York Times. And finally, it's okay for the speakers, which is a good news, to fake intellectual capacity. If I really don't understand something, I can just say, etc., etc., something like that. Yay! Finally, the final part of this video. Okay, let's talk about visuals. The most obvious visual thing on the stage is actually the speaker itself. And analysis shows that if you wanted to be one of the most favorite TED Talk speakers, first, you should let your hair grow a little bit longer than average. Secondly, make sure that you wear your glasses and be slightly more dressed up than average TED Talk speakers. Slides are actually okay, though you might consider going for props. And now the most important thing is the mood on stage. Color plays a very important role. Your color closely correlates with the ratings that talks get on the website. For example, fascinating talks contain a statistically high amount of exactly this blue color. Mark it. Much more than the average TED Talk. Ingenious TED Talks, much more this green color. Etc. Now, personally, I think I'm not the first one who has done this kind of analysis, but I'll leave this to your good judgment. So it's time to put all of these together and design the ultimate TED Talk. Now, since this is TED Active, and I learned from my analysis that I should actually give you something. I'll not impose the ultimate or the worst TED Talk on you, but rather I give you a tool to create your own. And I call this tool the TEDPad. The TEDPad is a matrix of 100 specifically selected, highly curated sentences that you can easily piece together to get your own TED Talk. The only thing that you have to decide over here is, are you going to use the white version to make really, really good TED Talks about creativity, human genius, or are you going with the black version, which will allow you to create really bad TED Talks, mostly about blogs, politics, and stuff like that. So now download it and have fun with it. I hope you enjoyed the whole session, and I hope you enjoy designing your own ultimate and worst TED Talks. And also, I hope some of you will be inspired for next year to create this, which I really want to see. So thank you for watching this video for today. Thank you very, very much. Goodbye.